Okay, here we are. It's Planet Zoo Day. It's Friday. Alright, we're not gonna waste any more time. So let's go ahead and load up Streamland. Hope everybody is doing well today. I'm fighting a migraine, unfortunately. I may have caught it in time though, so we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Alright. So, we were working on this guy. We've got this side of the entrance pretty much done. Pretty happy with it. You know, I was thinking about putting a couple of fountains out here, but my system might get mad about that, so we'll just pause on that. So when we last left off, we were working on our entrance building, and I had thought of a different way to approach the top, but I think we're gonna leave it alone. So, like, I thought of a different way to do something over here, and then I was like, well, after looking at it, it's gonna be quite the fussy fussin' to get that worked in there, so we'll be better off just leaving it be. Alright. Now, try to get this to a point where it will cooperate. Let's lower that just a little bit. Alright, so let's put that there. And then this guy, take to maybe about there. Alright, this thing. Hopefully that's not gonna it's gonna flicker a little bit. that's probably close enough. Alright, now, I think my mic's working. Yes, we are working today. Or at least at the moment. Alright, now let's go back in here. I know that's way, way off. See if we can get you a little bit happier. Alright, we might have to just raise this up just a little bit. Alright, fairly happy with that. And hold on guys, 1 minute. Alright, hang on 1 second, you guys. I've got to go put some hotspot spray on the dog. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. Apologies. Doggy had a hotspot that needed attention. Had to get the doggo hotspot. Okay. Alright, we're gonna pause the game for the moment. Alright, so we'll drop this one in. And we'll slide over. That one done. Okay. So the ones on that side, yeah, they're gonna be a different angle. Alright, so we're just gonna kinda have to fuss it. Oh, okay, so they announced a free update yesterday that's coming on October 18th. That's got some educator updates. So they're gonna, like, if it's a safe to handle exhibit animal, they're gonna pull them out for the guests when they're talking about them, and like do like little demonstrations and things with them. So that's kind of cool. At least I thought it was. And then they added a new animal behavior. So if an animal gets out, it's probably gonna, you know, be a little more destructive. Any trash cans or anything it comes across, it's gonna like knock over and try to eat out of them, and, you know, like typical animal behavior kind of deal. So that's kind of neat. And then people had been speculating that we were going to get an animal pack, and they did announce a DLC that's also coming out alongside the free pack, or the free update, that's going to have some new exhibit animals, or some new animals. There's going to be an Egyptian fruit bat that's going to be part of their new exhibit building that's going to be walkthrough for the guests, and I thought that was pretty cool. That the guests are going to be able to walk into the exhibit building. It's going to be exclusive to the fruit bat for now, from what I was reading. But that means that they are lining it up to do something more with that in the future, I think. So that's pretty dang cool. And there's also going to be what was it? A wombat. Some sort of, I think, red fox maybe, and raccoons, and oh, there was something else. Maybe it was the fruit bat, but I thought there was one more. But I thought that was pretty neat. So yeah, that's gonna be a pretty fun update. All right, we need to get our letters here. To figure out what size letters we want. What size is this? This is that one. That's a little small. let's go down to... Oh, okay, well, let's do this the easier way then. Okay, so, large. How large is large? Kind of big. Might be a little too big. Is there a next size? That's that one. Yeah, I guess we'll be going with this one. Because we have a good sized name to get on here, so. Let's do our little arrowy guy. I'm just gonna sink that in just a little bit. We might have to sit up. But no, let's see. It might look alright with the wisteria touching the bottom of it. Might give it an older feel. Alright, we're gonna have to rework our spacing once we get all of the letters in. So let's just do it. S T R E A M L A N D P A R Okay. All right. So this guy. You honestly don't even look like you're touching. I mean, I would imagine you are. I mean, we can just adjust the, this, wisteria down if we really need to here. But I kind of... like that coming up over the corner, so there's that. See if we can get this guy about there. Now, are we over too far now? Maybe. Probably, because my spacing's never quite right, but we'll see what we can do. 2 hours later. Let's see, can I give you a little bit more breathing room here, so you're not quite so... Let's see, so there's park. So let's... see, so if we do D about there, and so this guy, that's a pretty good sized gap in there. Alright, let's go with that. Like I said, I'll probably be fussing with this for a few minutes. That kind of... it's probably... okay, and... put the L maybe about there. Alright, now let's get this M guy slid over just a bit. So do that there. So these two have a little bit of a wider base on them. Let's see here. That might be a little close. It's probably in the same exact spot. Okay. Knowing me. Yeah, so I'm really excited for this this new pack coming. I'm not that excited about, you know, the entirety of the spookiness, but I think you can make it work for other things, like the wrought iron fencing, and, you know, we already have like some tomato plants and grapes and things, like vegetable type stuff that you can grow. So then adding the pumpkins to it, you could kind of do like a living with the land thing, and, you know, do like a drive-through. Oh, this is where we grow the food for the animals, you know, like a backstage thing. I mean, you could make it work for that, and, or if you just wanted a straight up spooky area, you know, or you could do like we have those plaques now for we have the memorial plaques now, so I mean, maybe you could do an animal a zoo animal graveyard with all of the spooky fencing and everything. I think there's gonna be glowing mushrooms and stuff I saw, so I don't know, it looks like it's gonna be pretty cool. Alright, so let me... well, the damn banana tree. Okay, so let me pop out of that for a second. Where are we? We're here. Meow. Hi, little. I mean, the trees kind of block the entrance here. But let's see what things look like as we come up to it here. I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, that'll work. Alright, so Were we in free look? Oh, we might have been in standard. Oh, standard's like... Wait, which one's like super slow? One of them's a little bit slower than the other. I think it's free look. Because one of them was like super zoomy, so I was like, oof. Okay. So let's come back into our signs. And, was it miscellaneous or was it technically species? I'm not certain. So do we want to go with like the same silhouette-y stuff? That's tiny. That's tiny. Oh, that's so cute. I don't remember these signs before. Oh, North America pack. Okay. So. I mean, the giraffe's gonna be kind of hard to stick in there because, you know, he's a big boy. So we might have to go with a different animal. Elephant's pretty big to try to stick in there too. I mean, the lion we could get in there. More than likely. Do we want you? Do we want the silhouetted ones, or do we want like the painted versions? I kind of want to go with the more... Although that's kind of cool. What is this? Binturong? I mean, that kind of... It's kind of cool. Let me see what our other options are. In case there's something I like a little bit more. Let's see. I thought we had something similar in the silhouetted signs, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah, alright. It's a monkey. I mean, it would give a little bit more color up there, but at the same time, would it be too busy with the colored ones though? So yeah, that's a wolf. That's an antelope. What is this? I don't know. I mean, we could just go with like the standard. And it does seem a little bit busy. But I don't know. What, Little? Hi. What's up? Little says hello. Those are tiny. Like your lions, your zebras, your hippos, they're kind of your standard guys, right? Tiger. I mean, I would rather go with animals that we already have in the zoo, but this dude just looks so over it. Just like, mm-hmm. The face. Oh my goodness. A decal. Oh, those are tiny. Okay. For some reason I was thinking those were gonna be bigger. Joke's on me. Alright. That's pretty good, I think. Now we don't have lights up here. So we're gonna need to deal with that. And I don't think I can get you. Sorry for the weird zooming, but sometimes you gotta do the weird zooming to do the things. And the stuffs. Alright, so we're almost done with the front of this, and then we have to do the back. But the back, I don't think will take too long. In theory? In theory? No. Have to go down. Okay. It looked like it was on an angle for a second. I was like, what? What is happening here? You actually are a little too close. So there. That's better. And lights. More light. Alright, now to get you into the thing. Alright, let's see. Do I have you in there? I think I do. We still need to set up lights for? The sign, the big sign. You've got a light. You now have a light. And you now have a light. Okay. So we need to figure out how we want to do the lights up here. Maybe. Maybe we put them up here. Like, I was originally thinking that we'd have to so if we go 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. We're gonna have to change the time again. Alright. This guy. I'm gonna move you back. See if we can try to get you to work there. You okay? What's wrong? You should. Oh. Sorry. Alright, so let's get you pulled back to there. See if we can angle you up just a little bit. Alright, and then this one. Pull you back. To about there. Alright, let's see if we can angle you up a little bit more. And then this guy. Let's see about pulling you. Maybe about there. And then alright, how's that look? That might be alright. Everybody, oh, the fountain. Oh, we missed a lantern. How did we do that? Did not even realize we missed a lantern. Alright, let's duplicate this guy. just a little bit. And then we need this. Alright, so. Alright, that should be. Okay. Did we have. Shit, no, I'm not sure. No, I didn't. Okay, that's fine. Alright, lights are going back up again, sorry. Okay. So, there's the front side. No. Yes, so we don't have a whole lot going on back here. That's okay though. It's okay, we could do some more of our animal signs here. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe we carry this around over to here, just to cover that up. Oh, that's not the. That's not the orientation you were in, though. Okay. So that's fine. We'll fix you. Just grab another spot. That's all. All right. So now I'll just kind of drop this guy over onto here. That's a little harsh of an angle, though. Not too terrible. Alright, so next guy is gonna kind of line up with that. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, it's gonna be easier just to grab a fresh piece than try to have to fix that. Okay. Since we're building off the last one we grabbed, just be easier to grab a fresh one at that point. Alright. Next, so the question becomes then, how far do we want to take it? I think we'll just take it to here. Probably. Or, I mean, maybe it would be better if we just cut it off here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's probably what we'll do then, because then it'll look a little more put together. I mean, I could just go back in and try to remove this curbing. But I don't know if that's gonna fuck up the path any more than it already is. So maybe we just leave like well enough alone in that case, and just do it this way. Just do it this way. It'll be better for everyone involved in the end. I feel like if we just do that. Okay. So let's turn this. This guy. I mean, it won't be too bad. I do kind of wish that we could just duplicate this out, but it's gonna be kind of hard to do with how we've got the pathway set up here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It's not really taking that much time. For me, at least. We all know how fussy I can get about the things. Oh, are you flickering? Don't be flickering. Why are you flickering? Who's flickering? Someone's flickering. I seen it. You. How about that? Are we good? Are we good? Alright, I think we're good now. Okay. So we'll grab this guy. Okay. Like, the one good thing about this straightaway here is that it's just like straight down, so I mean, we got that going. I know that one's flickering. Play with this guy just a little bit. That should be good there. So there's that. I figure like up until this point we can do maybe like a little gardeny area. That does mean we'll probably have to come along the front here. I don't know where we're gonna cut this off though. That's the question. Maybe about into here. That is a question, isn't it? Probably something we should have thought about before we decided to bring this all the way up. I mean, this section we could remove the curbing off of. But I feel like we'd at least have some kind of like statuary, flower bed, topiary thing happening here just to kind of be a little bit grander of like an exit entrance type deal. So if we go with that, nope, cancel. So if we, oh, so this would kind of have to be at an angle maybe? Take you to here. Do we want to go straight though? Because that will leave some grass exposed here. What's the other side look like? I mean, the other side's kind of in the same boat here. Sort of. Sort of. Nope, my hand decided to flick that backwards before I let go. That's nice. Alright, alright, let's see here. You probably gonna need to go this way a bit. that way. Alright. Okay, so I need to grab a water, and the husband just got home, so I do need to check in with him real quick. I will be right back, you guys. I'm sorry. Alright, y'all, sorry. He kind of came home and then vanished, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's wrong? So I needed to go check on him. So, we're good. Everything's good. He just needed a minute, so. Alright. So, let's see. That's probably an okay angle for us to stay at. Sorry, traffic noise. People are starting to come home from work. I feel like this probably needs to get tilted a little bit more. That's probably good there. Lots of spider hats. People still looking confused. Are we still thirsty? We're still thirsty. We're forever thirsty. Forever thirsty here. One of these days we'll get concessions to pop up on the wheel, and then the restaurants will forever be empty. I think that's what half the people are going to them for, is for drinks, and they're like, this line's too long. Alright, let's see. We gotta figure out where we're gonna cut this off at. This is getting a little bit bigger than I had planned on it being. Folks, there's a bathroom over yonder. Guess that means we might need to put in another potty, I suppose. Alright, let me see. What do we got here? Alright, let's see. Blue. Alright, do that. Right. Now, this guy is gonna come with us as we figure out where the heck we're gonna place you. Where we gonna put ya? I don't really know. I kind of want you to maybe like here. Oh, I pissed it off. Okay, so those keys don't work at the same time. Okay. Alright, I mean, if we just go... I don't know about that. Maybe something like that, but let's see what we can figure out here. I think about here, we're gonna want you to start turning back without being too much of a problem. That's a fairly decent fit, I think. And we'll get you turned around here. Too harsh, maybe. But then again, maybe not. Yeah, okay, maybe. Let's maybe unharsh that just a little bit. No. I want the blue one. Alright, that might be... Nope. Damn it. Alright, so... Are you even touching the ground? Yes. For some reason you looked like you were floating to me, which was a very weird experience there, I gotta say. Alright. Okay. Oh, we can pause them now. I just kind of had them roaming around for entertainment while I had to go check on the husband, so... Alright. Yeah, okay. Got that set up. Now... realize this is a bit of a funky angle here, but let's see if we can get you turned more back to the direction I want you to be going in. I mean, that's not bad. So keep in mind, over here, we're probably going to have pathways of some description coming up close to this, because this whole area is going to get stuff at some point. I just don't know what. Either transportation or exhibits or, excuse me, or concessions, shopping, you know, it'll get something. Just don't know what yet. I don't think I would put I don't think I'd put a habitat in there. So I don't really have any room for like talk point seating or anything, so if anything, it would probably be like a food court or shopping or, you know, transportation hub or... Because I do plan on putting transportation in here at some point. I just wanted to wait until we get a few more exhibits done, so that way if we go to add something to it, like we've got more to add to it really, so it's not more of a pain in the ass to put more tracks in. So we'll probably wait to add transportation, like gondolas or whatever, for a little bit. I don't think we're gonna do boats, because I don't really like messing with the whole watery stuff, although I don't think I did too bad with the front entrance. It could have gone better, but you know, didn't do too terrible with that, all things considered. Sorry, I still feel like I'm losing my voice from yesterday. All of the things ever. So I do want to see if we take this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna take this straight back and we'll just remove the other one there. Yeah. That one will just go ahead and... yeah, that's okay. Alright, so we got that side done. We could bring the fountains that are on the other side back in over here, except instead of them being here, we can move them over to here. Just to, you know, tie in the front and the back a little bit more. I'm considering doing this here, but I think we'll just put some of our azalea friends right here just to kind of deal with that bit of curbing. We'll see if it'll cover them. If it won't, then we'll do the other thing. But I mean, it's not bad, not bad. Not sure what we're gonna do on the top. On the back exit, it could be come again. I don't know. Could be thank you. I don't know. The exit's too short, and I don't know. Do we want to put on there come again? We might do come again. We'll see. So this guy, we're gonna duplicate and take you over to here. See, if the angles were the same, I would just be like, is it the same though? I don't think it is, so I don't think I can get away with just adjusting the twist of it. I think they're just a little bit off of each other. So I don't think it's gonna work to try to dupe and slide over. I think it'll actually end up being more of a headache in the long run. In this instance, at least, unfortunately. I want the blue one. It's wanting me to grab that red one. So I want the red on this one, but not necessarily on that one. Alright, we're gonna have to get on up in here so we can see what the heck we're doing. That might be a little... That's not bad. It is doing a little bit of flickery, so I can get my hand to cooperate here. It's probably about as lined up as I'm gonna get that. All right. Yeah, these angles are not quite the same. As compared to the other side. I wonder if I can force people to use that other part of the gate to figure out what is wrong with it. It's probably some weird pathing thing. Oh, that's right. In the, as part of the free update, that's coming. We're getting a new terrain tool, you guys. That's exciting. We're getting a ramp stamp terrain tool to help make inclines easier, so that we can do like the path up a ramp or down a ramp a lot easier. I was super excited when I saw that. I was like, ooh. Because I'm terrible at trying to make that work. I mean, we all saw the hell of a time I had trying to get that ramp put in over at the otters, so that will be fun. That will make it a lot easier to do the multi-leveled viewing for the habitats. That needs to be a little bit more and I want the blue one. Thank you. I mean, the red one's nice and all, but I really needed the blue one. Okay. Alright, so we get that one put into there. Where are we at here? Okay, so let me see, where's that one? That one's kinda there. How far off is that? So that's kinda where that one starts to angle off, but this side's a little bit different. So this side might not be as big. I'm gonna have to mow the grass here. But yeah, alright. Did I actually? Yeah, we did actually purchase that one into place. Okay, and then our green friend here. Okay. Now. Let's see about getting you sort of rude here. So has anybody listened to the hands are swelling. Did anybody listen to the Lo-fi tracks that Planet Zoo put together for some of the background music for the zoo? It's not in the game, it's on YouTube, or it might be on Spotify too. But they were kind of cute. Alright. And the trailer for the new pack. For the purchasable pack is up on YouTube as well. Excuse me. Alright, so we'll take that to about here. It really super wants me to use this red arrow. Or my mouse just really likes the red arrow. I'm not entirely sure which, but I'm like, no. I can't use the red arrow right now, thanks. Okay, now we need to... Oh, okay. Hold up, let me... see about... You know what? No. We're gonna have plants in there. We're not gonna... Hey! Stop that! Stop that! No. Leave that alone. That is not for you. Cat was trying to chew the plastic bag that my fiber fill was in. Hey, no. I don't think so. Number one, the last thing I need for him is to be trying to eat the fiber fill. That would be a damn disaster. For all parties involved. Number two, I can't replace that right now. Number three, that would really not do him any favors. Really don't want an emergency vet visit because of fiberfill. And ironically, not the cat that I thought was gonna be fussing with that bag at this point. They've left it alone all this time. And now they're gonna suddenly be interested in it. You're being all sorts of flickery. You're just a flickery guy. Sorry, I was looking at how the angles were so much different. Over here. Actually trying to contemplate if we need to... I think we're gonna have, guests walking through that if we don't move that. So when I was originally looking at this over here, I was like, oh no, we're fine. No, not really. Okay. Where did it start to drift, though? Or was it kind of drifting the whole time? I mean, in there's not quite so bad, but... Oh, you know what? I think it was gradually... Maybe it was this one. It was just slowly starting to... drift outwards a little bit, or into the pathway a little bit further than we wanted. Alright, so that means... you are gonna get... shifted just a teeny bit. Like, as long as I'm kind of centered on the curb, it shouldn't be too much of an issue with the guests trying to walk over it. But we're like not even on the curbing anymore, so that was a little bit of a problem. Especially with quite how far out we had drifted there. Like, that's not gonna work. Alright. So I did kinda just shove everybody to the side. I didn't necessarily want to delete them all. I didn't really feel like we needed to start that harshly over, but I didn't want that arrow. Stop it. I wanted the green one. Dang it. Alright, you are gonna have to really get adjusted here. Alright, I think we're back in check here. There we go. We're back kind of under control now. Alright. Alright. Hang on. I gotta put my hand wrap on. It's noticeably swelling. Like I'm trying to close my fist and I'm like, oh, okay. No. I didn't even really do that much last night. Like, I finished, I finished dinner, I did dishes, and I sat down and my brain just kind of, like, turned off. And I'm like, oh, I really need to get some things done. I either need to get some off-stream gingerbread house prep done for stream, or we need to get some beta testing done. And I was gonna pop into beta testing and my mind just went and then I was like, oh right, I have to do some stuff for Lita still. So I went to go do the stuff for Lita, and my brain was just so tired that it just took way longer than it should have for me to do that, and that ended up being the only thing I did. I was like, oh right. I was going to look up something and then I forgot what I was doing there after about 10 minutes of scrolling because I got distracted looking for something, and I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? And I was like, oh, hey, check that out. And then I was like, why did I even come here? And then I went back to doing what I was doing. I was like, oh, that's right. I went to go check the thing, and then the cycle started all over again. So I was like, okay. Alright, so how far over? This guy comes over pretty decently. But I think this guy on this side's not gonna be quite the same size. Alright, so get this kinda popped into there. Just a little bit of a twist on you. Alright, so where's that put us? Alright, I think I want to start turning you... Like, they don't... It would be great if the angles did match, but it's me, so they're not gonna. Like, the pathway already is different, so I would have had to have gridified that. But we said we were trying not to be strictly on a grid here. I know I used grid pathing a little bit on the entranceway, but I was getting mad because stuff wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. Alright, so you know, if you press X on the keyboard, it's a short key between moving and turning. Okay, so... Oh, okay, thanks. I don't normally have my... Like, I play my hand positions a little bit stranger. But I'll try to remember that. Thank you. Like, my hands aren't always over on that end of the keyboard, and I know that sounds weird. Because I don't have them traditionally in the same spots that most, excuse me, raspy voice today, where most players have them, put it that way. Bad allergies make life interesting, I guess. Yeah, see there. Habit. It's gonna be a clicky habit. Alright, let me see. Where are we at? Oh, we need to turn that angle. We need to angle that guy. Alright, yeah, I normally play near the directional keys. It's just easier for me, and my one hand gets mad when... Oh. That's a split. Hold on. My one hand tends to get mad. Stretched between all the keys. So that hand is much happier over near the directional keys. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So I'm not over by the X and the Z all of the time. I know we're zoomed in, but I needed to see what the heck we were doing. Kind of want that to be a little bit more. Let's see if we can get that. I'll probably have to change my angle now. Well, that should be alright. You thought so? You used to when you were a kid? Yeah, it's just easier. My hand doesn't get as pissy. Alright. Hold that thought. Oh, well, it didn't hold that thought. Okay, that's fine. I need to see what we're doing in this area. I know we're super zoomed in, sorry. This is gonna be a bit more of a manicured area anyhow. Alright, now I really need to start angling this guy a bit harder. I should probably start at the wall and start to work our way back over here. And I know these aren't going to be the same shape. They're just not. The pathway coming off of them is not. No matter how much I really wanted them to be. That's more of a me problem than anything. Alright, let's see. I think we'll... Yeah, because this path's a much different shape over here. But like I said, there's going to be things going in here eventually when we get around to spinning the wheel again. So we'll figure that out. So it doesn't really need to be the same. You train yourself on different games. A lot of short keys on Planet Zoo, for example, are on the left side. Yeah, I think that's because most gamers do I'm dyslexic, so I'm gonna put these in the wrong order, and it drives my husband crazy. But the ASDW keys, you know, everybody's usually over there, but between my brain and my hands getting angry, we could probably just take it straight back from here. And it's looking good, by the way. It's support. This is going to be the this is the back side of our entrance building. So this is all entrance that we're working on. We still have to work on this side of the entrance. We haven't quite gotten that far yet. So this is our entrance gate, and so I'm just doing like a little manicured garden. We'll probably bring the fountains that were on the front back here, and we'll do one here. We'll do one here, kind of mirror the ones that are on this position up here. And then we'll probably do some azaleas here and here. We'll do some more azaleas around the fountains, or we can do hedges, and we can do some like topiary guys like we did out here behind the bus stop. We'll see. Haven't fully made up my mind. Oh, that was my other zoo. We have a duo zoo where we were spinning a wheel as well, where we were trading off in between. What the hell were we calling that park? What did we call that park? Hold on, I have it saved. Oh, we were just calling that the Twitch project. We didn't actually name it yet, I don't think. But he lost interest in playing. He goes through cycles where he wants to play and then he doesn't want to play. And so I was like, are you ever going to finish your thing so that I can, you know, keep going? It would be really cool if you could like finish the thing that you're working on instead of just leaving me hanging. And I didn't want to finish his thing because, you know, that was his thing. So, so in the meantime, I still have that park. It's still left off on what he was working on in case he decides to get the itch to play again. So if he does, we can hop back in there. So Zoo, our duo.
Oh yeah, sorry.
He kind of lost interest in Planet Zoo for now, so it might come back around eventually, but he just hasn't been in the chill game space. He's been more into 7 Days to Die right now. And Cyberpunk at the moment. And that's fine. So I started my own solo zoo with the wheel spinning concept. So far we have gotten otters, king penguins, and we got giraffe, but I added zebras in with them just because there was a species bonus to that. And we got shopping once, so we've got one information booth, one hat's fantastic, and I think just a memento over here. And we got restaurant twice so far. So we've got Base Camp Alpha here, and we've got Otter Point over there. All of the live streams from this I've got archived on the YouTube channel. It's the same name as here. This build is under the playlist, same as what we're calling today's stream, Nisey's solo random wheel sandbox zoo. But we're gonna have to take zoo entrance off of that wheel the next time we go to spin. Probably be a couple more weeks before we're quite done this. And eventually we're going to add transportation to that wheel. I might add a second concessions. Just because everybody's bitchy because they're like, I want blah blah blah. Maybe we'll do an education station and a second concession to make up for the zoo entrance that's coming off the wheel. Because I do kind of want to do a like a ride tour eventually of like, oh, this is where we grow the food, but then like have it cut through an exhibit as well. I don't know what animal that might be. It's just something I'm kind of kicking around in the background. I don't really have any solid plans. It kind of depends on what animals the generator kicks up for us. So we'll see. We'll see if it works out where I get an animal that we can do like a safari kind of ride through. You're still working on entrances on the zoo. Not good at it. You prefer to do habitats. I mean, I'm not the greatest builder in the world. There's certainly better builders than me, better zoo players than me. I've watched a few of them on YouTube and whatnot, and I try not to watch too much of them though, because I don't want to like steal their exact builds and stuff, but sometimes I'll kick through and just see what they've done and see if I can be like, you know, we could do something like this or that, but or maybe it will like kind of give me an idea. I am excited about the new ramp stamp tool. I know that sounds so funny to say, but I am really excited about that coming in, and that's part of the free update, so that's even better. I'll probably be picking up the Twilight pack at some point anyhow, because the idea of a walkthrough exhibit building, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's only for the one animal, but at the moment they said, so that's gonna be kind of, you know, a peek of what they might be doing in the future. No, I'll end up picking that up at some point. I just don't know when. Might not be till Christmas, because, you know, funds, but funds and bills, man, funds and bills. Although maybe I could take the money from my WoW sub, since we're taking a WoW vacation for a little bit, and pick that up instead towards the end of the month. Alright, I think, do we want to angle this back one more? I don't know. I mean, no, I think I'm gonna leave that at the angle it's on. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that terrain stamp. The walkthrough exhibit looks pretty interesting. I'm thrilled that we're getting more scenery. It is more of like a Halloween spooky theme, but I think there's a lot more that you can do with that. Like the spider tables you could see in the trailer. You know, you could do like an arachnid house or something, or like a bug exhibit building. And you know, you could have like maybe a little food court in there and use those tables as part of that too, if you didn't want to use them as part of like a Halloween theme. So I mean, there's definitely things that you could do with it. Like the pumpkins I was saying earlier, you could do like a food growing area that you could like drive, put on like your safari tours to show people where the food's being grown, you know, grown for the animals, so you could kind of like tie that in with the conservation pack and all that. So I think there's a lot of cool stuff, that's a lot of utility stuff that's going to be coming in with this. You know, the glowing mushrooms, you can do like a really cool like foresty walkthrough thing. You could use like a lot of the gothic and the gargoyle stuff that's coming in to do a zoo animal cemetery. You know how we have the memorial plaques coming in. There's just all sorts of things, you know, to tie the other stuff in that we've gotten already that you can do. So I'm pretty excited for it. And you know, we're getting a couple new animals. What was it? The Egyptian fruit bat to go in with that new walkthrough exhibit building. We're getting raccoons, wombat, and a fox, and I don't remember if there was another one, to be perfectly honest. There could have been, and I'm just not remembering it. Oh, flicker, flicker, flicker. Okay, this guy's like all the way in the corner. Don't know if he's really gonna be that noticeable if he's not like dead on here. Alright, good enough. Good enough. Alright. Oh, the skunk. Right. That was the other thing. Yeah, I didn't see the new flowers and grass yet. I did see that they talked about a few new trees coming in. I didn't see everything that was going to be coming, because I was just kind of looking at it real quick when I first woke up, because I overslept a little bit again. And, well, I didn't technically oversleep. I was just slow getting my ass moving today, because I was fighting a bit of a headache when I woke up, so I was like, I need Tylenol or something. Alright, now let's see if I can do this here. I don't know if this is what this is attached to, if anything. Alright, let me grab that. Alright, so no, I think it's gonna be cool, and it's nice that we don't have to wait too long for the expansion, or for the DLC and the free one. I do like that they do. They've been doing lately a free update alongside the DLC. I do like that they're doing that. So that way there's a little something for everybody in case you can't afford to get the DLC. You still have something to look forward to there. What's the matter?
Nothing. My mind is being inquisitive while you're trying to get to the window. That's what that noise was.
Oh, why don't you pull up the bottom of the...
I just gave her my footstool.
Oh. Careful when you go to lean back, that doesn't slam into the window.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a little off still. Let's try that. Nope, a little more. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much. Alright. Can I... There we go. That should be pretty good there. And then let's bring you over here. Yeah, October 18th. That's going to be for the free and the Twilight pack. And, I don't know. Are we getting one around Christmas? I don't know. I think if we do, maybe it'll just be animals. I mean, they might have said it and I missed it because I didn't watch the campfire announcement. I didn't even realize it was happening at first. By the time I saw the notification about it, it had already happened, and then I was super busy last night, so I didn't really get to watch it. And then I was just kind of looking over the post on Steam. But I am excited. Oh, sorry, if you hear clicking in the background, husband's got a mechanical keyboard. It's gonna happen.
Sorry about that.
It's gonna happen. There's nothing we can do about it. We didn't realize when he picked it out, it said it was a quiet one, and he's like, no, it's quiet. I'm like, there's no such thing as a quiet mechanical keyboard. And he just kind of looked at me, he goes, oh. And so he'd already gotten it at that point, so.
Well, again, different mechanical keyboards have different ratings. I thought I got a quiet enough one. Turns out I didn't.
And this micro.
To be honest, we had that problem with my regular.
A little bit, yeah, a
we
little.
We had a regular keyboard that did the same thing, so it's not like it's new.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more pronounced.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not some kind of like magical wizard being that's able to type and adjust things in Zoo at the same time. So that's him typing. So I can't multitask quite that hard. So that's what that's about. But because we are in the same room where Space is a high commodity around here in this house. We don't have a whole hell of a lot of it, unfortunately. Now I don't know if he's gonna be excited enough about the... Yes, because it's P-Butt. Here, you can have some of mine. Do you have it?
Don't drop this one in Momo's bed, huh?
Good luck with that. Little did something early in the middle of the night, and I think she either freaked out or jumped on top of that ottoman and knocked the water, because I looked up and there was water splashed everywhere. I'm like, no wonder Momo's starting to hate you guys. You keep knocking his water all over the place. And it kills me because there's a water bowl right next to me, an additional water bowl. I'm like, y'all know there's a water bowl over here, right? Like, there's other water options. You don't have to just sit there and tap those two bowls together, demanding that I fill that one right this second. But it's Peabody, so he's an asshole. When he wants to be, which is most of the time. Ah, cats. The saga of the cats and the gimpy dog. Alright, I don't think I'm able to... Oh, wrong side. I don't think I'm able to grab this fountain piece, because I think... Oh, that's like in the fountain. Whoops. Yeah, we'll just grab a new one, that's fine. I don't want to fight with it. Alright, it'll just be faster, actually. If we just grab a new one. So you do miss not being able to stream since you moved house, internet's not good enough, or you currently have, so you have to wait for an upgrade in the area. Yeah, we had that problem for a while, due to finances. We had switched to our local provider in our town off of the cable company, because the local company, when we were talking to them, was like, oh yeah, you'll get this speed where you're at. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And we're like, well, that's a hell of a lot cheaper than what we're paying with the cable company. And then they're like, and in the next 6 months, that area is gonna be upgraded to fiber. And we're like, oh. And how much is the fiber? And we looked at that price and we're like, that's significantly cheaper than, sorry, we're on the main road that goes through our town. There's a fair amount of loud traffic. We're like, that's significantly cheaper for that speed from the cable company. And the cable company didn't have fiber, and we're like, huh, alright. So we switched to the local for about 6 months. The fiber didn't come in, it was delayed. And the speed they said that we'd be getting, even without the fiber, wasn't there. Like, I was barely getting enough. Like, I was getting enough to play online games, but I wasn't getting enough to stream them. And to upload a video, the speed was so slow, it was taking me like 8 hours to upload a half-hour video. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, yeah, you're in the older area of town, so those are the older wires, so you're only gonna get this speed. I'm like, you couldn't have told me that before we signed up? And we ended up paying to break the contract early because it wasn't working. And we ended up going back to the cable company, but that was a god-awful nightmare. But when they actually ran the fiber cables through our front yard, and we're like, yeah, maybe we'll switch back now. So, because it's still cheaper. Because our internet cable and phone bill was like $180 to $190 a month. And Russell and I really don't watch TV. So we stopped paying for the cable, and we're like, we'll get a Fire Stick instead. It'll be cheaper. So we were gonna do Amazon Fire and do Hulu off of it, I think, is what it was. Except, my dad, isn't quite, tech savvy enough to not get flustered when trying to use the remote that came with the stick to operate Hulu. And ended up buying a $20 movie or something that he didn't even know how he got to the screen. And couldn't tell us how he got to the screen. So we had to put a pin in that. Because he was pissy. And so then my parents were like, we'll just get the cheapest cable package we can. We still have the internet through the local company. And our phone, because they required that we have phone with them to get the price that we were getting. So, I mean, that was fine. That's like $100 a month. That's much cheaper than what we were paying. I think he just couldn't handle the fact that the remote didn't have numbers on it, and it just had like a circle with like an up and down and side to side arrow, and he couldn't. He just couldn't. It was not happening. So, you know. I was like, okay, Dad. And it's not that he's not capable of figuring this out. He totally is, because we used to work in the same department at the same casino when we lived in a different state, and so I know he's capable of doing this stuff. He's capable of paying his bills on the internet, because he's done it. I've seen him do it, and I'm just like, how did you do this? He's like, I don't fucking know. And I'm like, you know, grumpy old man, and I'm just like, oh god. I was like, well, don't yell at me. We've told you not to start pressing buttons if you're stuck on a screen that you don't know where the hell you are. Like, stop and tell us, and we'll try to get you out of there, but I can't get you out of there if I don't know how the fuck you got there to begin with. It's like, stop, don't hit more buttons. Hitting more buttons is not gonna fix this. But, yeah, that was just, all sorts of a nightmare and a half, so we had to nix that, but see, that's okay. The fiber came in, and we've never seen speeds this fast, ever. If we ever end up moving from here, we're gonna be very sad, because we'll never see those speeds again, probably. But, you know, what can you do? Let's see if I can get this back in place here. Now Momo wants to go out. Do I need to get him?
I wouldn't care so much if they didn't wait until I was
Suzu.
actually like actively doing something.
Well, see, that's what makes it
it's
fun,
not
Dad.
It's not when I sit down. You know, it's not when I'm struggling to get back into the sway of things and get stuff done. It's when I'm in the middle of doing things.
Yeah, no, that's how it works, Dad. Zuzu.
No squeaking. Come on.
I take it Zuzu wants to go this time, too. I did have to spray him. I don't know if I got all of it. She was saying that he had a, he was chewing his leg, too, but I couldn't find the one on the leg, so... Doggo suffers from hot spots. He just starts chewing and then starts obsessively chewing. Oh, that one's back a little bit further. Hang on, let me put you there. Don't want to lose you. There we go. That's a little bit better. So your dad's not too bad, but your mom's terrible. Yeah, my mom has a tablet. She has a Kindle Fire. And she would... Oh, flamingos. I heard flamingos. What were the flamingos for? Twitch is trying to catch up. Unless I missed it. I heard the alert go off. I may have missed it. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is sitting on top of it. There was supposed to be a pop-up. I think I had another frame sitting on top of it. There's supposed to be something that happened. I was supposed to have flamingos pop up. Like lawn flamingos. I heard the sound go off, though. I might have had a layer sitting on top of it, though. Alright, that's fine. I'll have to investigate that later. Perhaps when the husband comes in. From taking the doggo's potty. I'll get him to follow and unfollow again to test that, because it's been a little bit since he's done that. Sometimes Stream Elements behaves and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, my mom had a Kindle Fire and just tablet, and she kept coming into us. She goes, "My game won't play. It just keeps, there's like a circle that just keeps spinning," and we're like, "What?" And we're like, "What do you mean it won't play?" She goes, it won't do anything, it won't play. It keeps saying connecting." She kept turning airplane mode on, and we have no idea how she kept turning airplane mode on, but she did. And then my dad, oh my god, my dad and Russell's mom, I don't know what it is, but why is it that when you get to a certain age, you just constantly keep reopening tabs on your browser and never close any? So my dad's like, my mom's like, my thing won't work. And Russell's like, "What do you mean it won't work?" She's like, "It won't work." Russell's like, "Yeah, but I need more information. Why won't it work?" She goes, "I don't know." She had like all of these tabs open. And as soon as he started closing them, he's like, "You have to close these." She's like, "What?" "I don't know how to do that." It's like, oh no. So, we showed her how to do that. It didn't take, though. And then my dad did it on his laptop. He's like, "I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It's running slow." And he's like all bitchy about it. And Russell's like, "Well, let me look at it before you do something silly." And, he had like, I don't know, 30 tabs open on his laptop on Chrome or something, or whatever the hell it is on that one. And Russell's like, He's like, you have to close some of these. Hey, when you sit down, can you do something for me?
What's up?
Can you unfollow and refollow? Because I think I had something sitting on top of the Stream Elements layer. That's fine. So I didn't see it do its thing. So you're sorry, but you have to go to bed early. Oh, no, no problem, no problem. I understand. Like I said, you can always catch back up with the live stream archive. See, that's what it was supposed to do. I must have had something sitting on top of it. Sorry about that. Alright, so at least that's working. Thank you. So yeah, I have the lives archived over on the YouTube channel. Same name as here. And Planet Zoo, this zoo is in its own playlist, so. Yes, that's what it was supposed to do. So, I must have had my my Be Right Back sitting over top of it when I was trying to get it to show earlier when I had to go and check on the husband and deal with the doggo. So, at least we know that's working now. I was gonna say, I know I'm signed in this time. Alright. So, back of the building's coming along slowly, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So thank you for popping by. Thank you for the follow. Good luck with all of your playing. And go get some sleep. Yes, good night and have a good one. Thank you, thank you. I mean, should we put the penguin in? We've got the penguin in the zoo at least, you know. Maybe we should. Let's see here. The bees are kind of small. Oh, that's cute. We could have you like, what are you? We could have you kind of like lurking in the bushes. Oh, little derpy tongue out. Yeah, that works. Alright, so I just don't want to double up with anything that we had on the front. Let's see. Something that I guess would kind of fit a little bit better. Beaver just looks like so done with everything. It's just like, man. That's a tiny. I mean, yeah, we could put the girl in there. Alright. No. 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 I want the wisteria. Damn it. I want the wisteria without having to go and find the wisteria again. Alright. I mean, it's not that hard to find, but... I'm being lazy, and I just don't want to go find it again. That's all that is. Oh yeah, people are gonna just like head walk right through that. How about that? Is that a little bit better? People gonna like poke their eyes out on the wisteria. No, they're still gonna walk right through it though. Alright, maybe we do need to go find a different one. Maybe one that's not quite so. So shrubberfied. Oh, that one's huge. Which one is this? That's that one. Okay. Alright, this guy's a little bit more... with it, maybe. Yeah, we can do that. And then, you know, we'll bring you over to here, perhaps. Nobody uses this gate for some reason anyway. It's like the evil gate of doom. Everyone's afraid to touch it. For some unknown reason. Alright, so do that there. Bring you over here. And guess this guy. So here, perhaps. Somebody's still gonna end up walking through that. That's not terrible. And that looks like they're kind of hiding there. Oh, we missed one. Let's see, can we do a little... It needs to be a skinny guy. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if it overlaps this side a little bit, because, like I said, nobody is wanting this gate anyway. For whatever reason. Alright. Okay, so, not bad, not bad. Alright, we still need to put in some more signs back in here, though. Let's see, who do we not have yet? I don't think I put the lion in yet. I may have, though. Got a giraffid. Well, that's a big old giraffid. That's fine. We did the hippo. I don't think we've got the cheetah yet. Did we have an... Did we not have an elephant? Or did I miss it? We do have an elephant. Tiny elephant. Okay, we'll have to adjust you. Let's see, can we kinda get you in here. Kinda. It's a tight fit, but that's all we got. That's kind of okay. Like I can see us using that for like him sitting on top of a different sign. Not for here, but I can see us using him somewhere else. He just looks angry. Who else? Can we get in here? Like, I didn't want too stylized. I'm gonna go turtle. Turtle should be fine. Like stylized like this. Like that would be a little much for that. But some of these I can see us doing other things with, but maybe not in this exact spot. Alright, let's see. That's a little, doesn't quite fit with the rest of the signage. That moose has seen some shit, yo. Did they get their treat?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had interrupted you, so I didn't know if... So has that lion, my friends. And... I don't think we have the rhino yet. Rhino just looks like a smug bastard, so... This is like, how you doing? Oh, it's raining. It's raining. Alright, so we're almost done with the back of this building. I didn't think we'd really have time to get to work out here, because we still need to finish this up. So what did the front side have? Okay. That had the tiger. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking we're okay here. Let's see how we're at with lighting back here. Alright, so we need to put our lighting lanterns up in here. Oh, everybody's stuck. Why is everybody stuck? Why are we stuck? Are our umbrellas getting stuck? They might be. What if we get rid of that? Or are we just getting stuck on the walkway? Hi, why are we stuck? Can I move you? Okay, you were stuck on them. This really isn't that hard of a corner here, friends. Won't let me move you guys. I mean, they would have unstuck themselves eventually. Nobody will use this gate. Why? They will fight against each other to get out that gate. There's a chase happening. Really? We should probably hire some more security. Probably gonna need to do that. One. Oh, you're gonna kind of get blocked there, aren't you? Oh well. we didn't put that damn trim on the back of the building. I guess we need to do that too. I wonder if I can just duplicate that from the front. I might be able to. Maybe. That lion's kind of scary. Looking at him that close. Oh, that's like nowhere near. There we go. Kinda. Oh no, you're not. Very much not. Alright, now. We need our little lady doos. Alright. Lady doos, lady doos. Alright, one. Wonder if I'm gonna need to put in another power source. I don't know how much power I am drawing. With all of our lights and shit out here. Alright. Okay, now. Let's see, am I gonna have to... Yeah, we're gonna have to split all of those pieces. It would seem... to get this to work. Potentially. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 5. Alright, let's see. I doubt it's gonna be this easy. Because it's not facing the entire way. Let's see here. There's a couple of pieces that I don't know if I just didn't grab all the way or what. This wasn't quite that far out though. Okay. Alright, let's see about that I can work with. This will duplicate. I might have missed. Cancel that. I might have missed. Wait, no. Oh no. I might have missed a piece or two when we were connecting. And that's fine. Let me take a quick adjustment here. Alright. So there's that. Alright. Nope. Nature. And our azalea bushes. So let's get on down into here. So it'll be a little different from the front side, and that's okay. This guy put in here. I'm not sure if I'm really going to put any words on the back of that. I kind of don't want to. I'm not really being lazy, I just really don't want to. I feel like it would be maybe a bit much. So we got that laid in there. Don't think we... Oh, my neck. I don't think we have like an exit sign. I mean, we could make one, but... I don't think we have like a specific sign to let guests know this is the exit. So... Oh, I mean, we could have done like the gloves and stuff. That's okay. Alright, okay, how do we want to do this? I think... hit pause here. It's been a while since we've saved. Oh, we haven't saved yet. Oh, that's right. We were calling that park Salt Marsh. But I think the playlist on YouTube was just, the trade-off zoo or something. Okay, so. I realize it's been a while since we've saved. Yeah, I doubt we're gonna have time to start the front of this today. I really wasn't so sure we were gonna. But since we're working on our thing here, I was thinking just the building at first, and then, you know, it morphed into this, so, you know. Are you still flickering? I thought I fixed you. Or are you just being weird because of the flowers? I saw it for a split second. No, I don't see it. This one. Yeah, let's put that. She's just been wanting all sorts of attention. Old cat's getting feisty, yo. One of our oldest female cats, man. She's like, you will be petting me, and you will be petting me right now. Husband's trying to, I think, do some coding formatting on this thing he's trying to do, and the cat's just like, I'm gonna walk all over your keyboard. Try to find that mistake now, fucker. When I got up, she had her head pillowed on the number pad on your keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
So
Get happy sitting on my mouse pad over here?
I don't know
Do I give up my mouse pad?
what her deal is. She's been really weird lately. She's been a lot more cat lately than she usually is. She's normally the least cat of all the cats, but I don't know, lately she's been just all sorts of sassy, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Yeah, I kind of like that lined with that. That's fine. Oh, did you eat?
Oh, yeah.
Can you put that stuff?
Oh, right. Forgot.
It's okay.
Don't come over here.
Did you disable your keyboard?
No, but let me do so.
I don't know what you're in the middle of, so
Yeah.
if it needs to wait to do what
She's settled now that I gave her my mouse pad.
I was gonna say, if it needs to wait, because I don't know what you're in the middle of, then it needs to wait. But...
It's okay. I locked it.
Okay, so like from here, like down across.
Yeah, that's a hell of a thing to do with this one.
Yeah, alright, well, hold on a second. Hold on, guys. Just a minute.
This break brought to you by Ben Gay. Oh, my neck.
Yeah. My neck's been angry. Like, really angry. Alright. So let's... maybe like that. Yeah, there we go. That fits. So, I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. Kind of has like an old zoo feel to it. And hopefully one day we'll get some of these animals that we've put on the on the board.
Hopefully someday our zoo has something other than peanuts. Think of it this way, you're building it like a real zoo would build. You gotta do your entrance before you do anything else.
But we've already had animals in before we did the entrance.
Well, that just means you've done a shit job.
Well, I mean, we do have the giraffe, so we do have the zebra on the front. I wonder where she's off to in such a hurry. I would check, but then it's gonna deselect my my shrubbery here. Probably trying to find the rest of her group. Or a bathroom. Excuse me.
My mind, you can't see.
She says, watch me.
Well, she moved after I showed up, so. Hi. God, you're gonna cut this thing right now.
Like, that's the thing. For weeks, she wouldn't come in our room. She was hanging out with my parents in their room, and now all of a sudden she's like, nope, I'm gonna be in here. And we're like, that's cool and all, but you can't sit there. I'm beginning to think that we need to really vacuum the other room.
Like I said, next Wednesday. Maybe next Monday to see how we do. So you don't stream on Monday, right?
I do.
Oh, you do? I keep forgetting which day you do a stream anymore.
Yeah. I mean, if we
What
need...
is Monday's stream art?
Yeah. If we need to do it before art, you'll have to wake me up early. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. No, thank you. You're gonna be a pain to fix like that. Alright. Well, more of a pain than I want to deal with, put it that way. Alright. I mean, we could use the longer one, but the shorter one's working for us to be able to twist a bit better. I just wish I could make this more green in here, but because of the map that we're on. So there was one thing it talked about in the free update that I didn't quite understand what it meant. Because I'm not that savvy with all of the techie terms. It could be more of like a custom option. But I didn't quite understand what it meant by more skirts for your maps. Did you see that thing that I had given you?
What?
Did you see the thing that where it talked about the new skirts for the maps? What does that mean?
Skirts for the map.
It was in the wall of text I sent you. For what was in the free update last night, so you probably didn't even look at it.
I looked at it, but I don't remember skirts and hats.
Maps. M-A-P-S.
Oh, so if I understand correctly, okay. So basically,
Like, I didn't understand.
okay, you know how depending on the biome you have for the map, you paint certain colors for certain textures? Like grass will be brown or it'll be light.
Yeah, like it's like, it looks like dead grass green at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're adding more.
Because it didn't say paint. So
Well, I might be using a technical term.
yeah, like
I think that's what it is. I may be wrong, mind you.
I didn't know because it said to do like a more customizable map or something.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Okay, because I was thinking like visual map, and I'm like, what? It just, at 4:30 this morning, it wasn't clicking, and I'm just like, cool, but I don't know what that means. So it wasn't in terms that my brain could translate. Like I said, I'm not the most savvy person or the most knowledgeable person. But we can get by. For the most part. If somebody knows, by all means, please educate me. That's not bad.
Oh no.
What?
They have wombats in the next.
I thought you saw that. Yeah, we're getting wombats, skunks, raccoons, and a walk-throughable exhibit building with Egyptian fruit bats. So the guests will be able to walk inside the exhibit box. And they said right now that's going to be the only exhibit animal that that can go in that larger box for the exhibits. But the way it was phrased, it sounded like they're going to be building off of that and coming
Probably
DLCs.
Like the other stuff, once they get it figured out, they'll pick whatever's suitable.
Yeah.
They're going to work towards aviaries.
That would be lovely. And then we're getting the spooky stuff for scenery. So we're getting like spider web looking tables and pumpkins and carved pumpkins, I think. We're getting gargoyle statuary. It looked like maybe some wrought iron fencing in the background. Glowing mushrooms and fungus kind of things, some new trees. We're getting a whole bunch of stuff. The video should be up on
I mean, it's not terrible.
No, I mean, I didn't I liked it, but not to do like a Halloween theme. Like, I liked it because you can do so much with the other pieces and tie them into different things. Like the spider tables, you can do a food court in like a bug house. You know, like I was saying earlier, the gargoyle stuff and like the more of like the spooky creepy theme, and maybe you can do like a walk through memorial zoo animal cemetery, you know, or whatever. It seemed kind of some possibilities there. So let's come back into nature. So we used a lot of topiary. We used the one on the stick. This one. Out front. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do here. And say here. I mean, do we want to do the 3? I mean, it kind of looks better with the 3. Have we like completely blocked the view of this though? Not really. Alright, so if we bring this over to here, right? So maybe about there. Oh, the smell of this Bengay smells like a Sharpie marker to me for some reason right now, and it's kind of weird. Does it always smell like that, or is this just the smell that's kicking up in my brain right now?
I mean, it's fairly strong right now amongst other things. I did use a fair amount on you.
I don't know, for some reason it doesn't smell like its normal smell. It's kicking up Sharpie marker to me at this very moment. And I'm weird with smells anyway, for those that are new here. I'm extremely sensitive. But for some reason today, I don't know, maybe this is too much. Maybe it just needs to be down the middle. I feel like we're gonna need a 4th one. Like right here though. To like hang out here. Right? It's that, or we stick an animal in there. I don't know, it just seems overkill though. Like, it does. Maybe we just go 4? Maybe? And I'll just like do something in the center. I feel like it's fucking with the sight line though, you know? Not happy. So maybe we just like that. Right. Maybe something like that. And you know, we'll do some guys. We'll do some guys. Right? And we've got a deer. Oh dear. Put you there. So like I said, we're probably gonna have a pathway on this side too. So we should probably have some stuff like facing out here. Just so we don't have to come back in and hit that up later. Right, so if we do that, we could go like big azalea here, big azalea there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, so let's see here. Duplicate, my friend. Is it the one side of you? That's not what I wanted. There we go. Alright, so one side of you is a little bit flatter than the other. Alright, well that'll save us a little bit of time there. Alright, and let's see. So, I mean, I guess that one could kind of... Let's say there. There. That's not bad. Not bad. Okay, now. Alright, we can go back into normal. Normal duplication mode has been activated. Yeah, that's probably a little... Oh, no. That'll work. Alright, let me see about twisting that a little bit further. Alright, we still have to put in, you know, some lighting on this pathway here. Not quite sure what lighting to put here. We might carry over our lampposts from out front for now, like just to up here, right? Because I mean, we've got these lampposts starting back into here for that section. So I mean, maybe just to here, and then we'll figure out where we're going from there, like as we figure out what's going to be in here and here. Like we can change those lights accordingly. I still haven't figured out where she's in such a hurry to go yet. She's probably just really, really excited. Although I don't know many adults that excited to go to the zoo. Maybe I'm not running in the right circles. I mean, I'm excited to go to the zoo. But that means because it's a day off from the norm. You know what I mean? That, and it's a treat for us to go, because the closest zoo to us, no matter which zoo we're talking about, is 2 hours, 2.5 hours from us. Which is kind of hilarious because both of those zoos are out of state. Our closest zoo in state to us is about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive. Which is just crazy to think about. Our closest zoo is actually out of our state. I think it's just because of where in the state we are. Because we're up in the northwest section of Arkansas right now. Alright, cool. Oh, we still have that section. Dang it. It's like, oh cool, we're done that. No, we're not. No, we're not. Alright, let's see here. Hey, why are we mad? Oh. I don't know if Daddy closed that or if it fell on its own. Oh, Daddy might have closed that. Okay. Little got upset because Ed tried to jump in the window because Ed didn't see her there because the curtain had fallen. Ed doesn't like Little very much. Little doesn't like Ed very much, let me rephrase that. Little doesn't like anybody. Little's gotta be in the mood to deal with you. She's very anti-everything. She's like your typical teenager who's angry just all of the time. Alright, so that's... If I can get out of the pine tree. Alright, so that's pretty good, it's pretty good. Alright, so let's carry over this guy. Maybe there. I mean, they don't have to be in the exact same placement. But, you know, if we can get it sorta similar, that'd be cool. Alright, so let's get you over to there. Alright, I think you... Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. This. Alright, I think we'll go with that. Those ones looked a little closer over there, but that's okay. It's okay. They don't have to be in the same exact positions. I think we'll do another one of you. Over here. That's pretty good. Alright, what other... Another topiary critters do we have? Squirrel. I saw a squirrel. I was doing this. Alright. Bonus points if you know the reference to that. Alright. And... I guess we could have another... bunny friend chillin' over here. Now that guy there. Maybe there. How about there? Alright, alright. Cool. Okay. Let's come back into lighting. And our lampy posts. Our posts of Lampington. I don't know. Alright. Don't know, don't ask. Okay. Some things we're just better not off not knowing. Okay, so... I saved this crooked, so now every time I drop it... It never looks right. Alright. Okay. And we'll put you... maybe about there. Ow. My hand just got very, very angry. Okay. So, let's put this guy in here. I'm really nosy. I really want to know where the heck she's off to. In such a hurry. We're gonna have to click on her. And one more for that. And I'm thinking we're gonna need a trash can or two. And a bench. So let me go and grab our benchy boo from up there. Yeah, we gotta give these guys a bath next week too. Or at some point over the weekend. Oh shit, tell me I hit dupe on that and I didn't just steal the trash can entirely. I think I stole the trash can entirely. Oh, there you go. Now you have it back. Alright, so I didn't put any lighting in the garden itself. Perhaps we should. Alright, so we're gonna take the lights back down again. I mean, we've got some lighting coming from our lamp posts and stuff, so I mean, that's not too terrible. We don't have to go too frenzious with this. I know I've been using these guys a lot, but they're kind of multi-purpose here. I know they're called solar lights, but they've been adding just enough of a light touch here. Alright, that's pretty good right there. I put the lighting back to what it should be for this time of day. Alright, I think that's our entrance building. Oh yeah, you know what? Where are you going? Oh man, you really want to get the zoo? ticket price is fair. Y'all were bitching that it was too cheap before. And now that we've put in the entrance, oh, it's fair. Really? So, next week we will, you know what, I kind of do want those fountains in here. My system is probably gonna scream at me. What the fuck are you doing? What the hell? Alright, let me... get you at least in the water. That would be helpful. So this will just kind of, you know, add a little bit of movement here. Are you actually in the water? Okay, so there's one. And we'll do you. What do I want to do? I feel like we need you over here. In this empty... empty. There we go. Alright, so we got our sign done. This whole side is done. So next week we will finish or start to finish up over here. I don't know if that's something we'll be able to do in one go or not. It might take us 2 goes because we've got some fair bit of rock work we need to do in here. We'll see how things are, how it goes. But maybe 1 to 2 more streams on the entrance, and then we'll be able to spin the wheel again. So, yep, that's gonna do it for tonight. And thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon, evening. If you missed any of the Planet Zoo lives, again, they are archived on the YouTube channel. Same name is here, NiseyBGN. Tomorrow there will be no live stream. We're dark here on Saturdays because I'm usually tied up with the Wild Challenges podcast on Saturdays. We will be back on Sunday doing some arty things and working on our current project of trying to needle felt together a gingerbread house display. And you know, we'll see how that goes, and we'll be working on that on Sunday and Monday. So you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope it's a good one for you, and I hope to see you on Sunday.